All I'm saying is a certain hair dye has disappeared on a certain player's head, and now he's back to scoring goals. It could be anybody. I'm just saying. Maybe it was the hair dye. Maybe it was the juju. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What's happening, everybody? It's full-time trip. My head hurts. That was a stressful ass game for some reason at the end. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1 away at Nottingham Forest Stadium, bruh. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember the name of the stadium at this point. This is so much. So the City Ground. Thank you. I had to go look to Google because my head is just fried right now. The ending to this game was disgusting. It was wild, but we made it through. We got 3 points, back-to-back wins. We will take it from there. That's all I cared about today. I just want to get the 3 points. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? This ground historically ain't been good to us lately. You know what I'm saying? We completely double over these guys. Just move it out the way. And it should have been more. It should have been smoother, but it wasn't. But it's okay. That is what it is. Going into the game, there was a lot of narratives ran because we haven't played football, consistently. So people are gonna run their random stories and all this crap. There's always something new every day, but it's cool. It's cool. Today's game was just win. For me, it was just win. It's midweek. It's prepping and platforming ourselves for the big game that's at the weekend, and we did just that. A bit more frustrations in terms of actually putting the ball in the back of the net. There were several chances in that first half. The first half, very frustrating. There was a lot of chances that went back and forth. I thought we did an excellent job again probing and finding ways to open them up at the right times, but it's just that when we get into the 18-yard box, it's just either things become too calculated or too overworked, or there's just nothing at all. 90% of the time, it's the former, where everything's overworked. People are just kind of second guessing themselves, trying to get that extra pass, trying to get the extra little flick on. It just wasn't clicking. We get to the second half, and then it's more of the same. We get to a point where Gabriel Jesus hits the post point blank range. Point blank. He's right here. He's right here with the goal and doesn't score. And then literally some minutes later, this guy just pulls out a crazy, otherworldly, impossible angle finish. Thank you to Matt Turner for the assist, by the way. And then just scores that, and then we're off and moving. And then we catch a quick counter. Bukayo Saka tucks in the second goal. He's back to more GA. And it's just, and then we go on from there. But again, a random blip moment. This rarely happens, but Saliba did get bodied. You know what I'm saying? And the bounce down was very, very lucky to Awani, and he scored. And then it was just trouble from there. Just squeaky bum time. It was a little bit rough, but there's a couple people I will shout out that helped us steer through that period. I thought the subs were really, really good to actually come steer us out of that moment, but we can get to the performances later. But again, all I cared about was just the 3 points, man. The 3 points was vital today, man. I think we have it within our facilities to just fucking put the ball in the back of the net. But today was just another frustrating watch for most of it, but then eventually it came through. So I'm happy that we just got over the line. For me today, it was just about getting over that line and winning today, just getting a 2-0, getting something under our belts. I wasn't even looking for a blowout 5-0 win or anything like that. I just wanted to get the 3 points to platform our momentum going into Sunday, because we're at home. I think we have a lot more, just oomph in us because it's a big game, and I feel like we'll find ourselves in positions, just as much as we did in this game, if not more, to score, because Liverpool are gonna throw everything at us. They're gonna press. They're gonna really be active. They're not gonna dip into deep formations and deep blocks and stuff. Because Nottingham Forest won today was terrorist. That was terrorist low block. It was not nice, and we somehow found a way to get over that, and I'm happy. So let's call it that. Real quick to run through the player ratings real quick. David Raya, I'm going to give a 7.5. I don't think he could do much about the goal. They just unfortunate how the way that it dropped, but I thought he claimed his crosses otherwise very, very well. Distribution really good. Timed things out and just paced things very well. Distribution wasn't a major factor. He did his job. It wasn't any like crazy throws like it was last game where he just automatically sprung us into an attack, but he did well. So I'll say 7.5. Barring the little fiasco that was the second goal, but that really didn't have anything to do with him, so that's fair. Ben White, I'm going to give an 8 today. I think Ben White overall He had a very, very good game, especially in the attacking third, except for a couple of instances where he was very close. I think in the first half, he got very close in the box and just couldn't find anybody to cross to. He just threw it straight to a Nottingham Forest player. But outside of that, there were these incisive passes when he was outside, like just approaching the third, the final third in their box. And there's just a couple of times, I think he did the most out of everybody, especially in the first half. He just sent a zinger like right there, right to the feet of somebody who was in the box, whether it was Emil Smith-Rowe or Odegaard, or maybe Saka might have been in that position maybe like once. But I think him and again, Zinchenko, which I'll get to in a second, they were very, very good at those incisive passes that helped us to get in between the lines, get in between the low block, and actually construct something to maybe get really quickly into an attacking opportunity. So I thought he was very well on that. Defensive duties, I feel like he probably wasn't the best out of the four, but I still think he did a solid job. So I'd say an 8 for sure. Saliba, I'm going to give an 8 as well. I think he was very, very, very good, barring again the Awani body, which rarely happens to him. He gave out plenty of other bodies to other people too. I ain't gonna lie. He held it down very, very well. I think just the passing, this is what I wanted to point out specifically about him. There's everybody in the team, of course, has their different abilities and stuff like that. I just think he has this crazy knack to make sure every second ball and every, like looper, ping ball, something coming down from the sky, he always makes sure that 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time probably, that it lands at the feet of an Arsenal shirt. There was a couple of times where, there was again, a cleared ball that was coming straight down off of one touch, boom, it's on to the next player. And then we're kickstarting again. We're back in possession. And that's invaluable to me. That something like that's very, very, very invaluable. So him doing that so consistently was really, really good to see. Again, outside of the one little blip he had with the Awani goal we conceded, I think he did very, very well. As per usual, man, his Rolls Royce settings overall, you can't be too mad at him today. On top of the dub, he had a good performance overall. So yeah, we give that an 8. I say a 7.5 for Gabriel. I don't think he was as involved in maybe like the ping ball over the top or like some of the attacking, things that he usually does from the left hand side. But again, I think he handled things very, very well. I think overall, I think he again managed. I believe it was Chris Wood for the most part. I don't think he got into too many scraps with what's it called? Dominguez. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I didn't really remember too much from him. His direct engagements outside of maybe Chris Wood and Awani in the second half. But overall, I think he did a solid job. Again, just a pretty typical performance, just without as much attacking output or passing output with balls over the top, lofted passes. Solid. I say a 7.5, just under Saliba as well. And I would say an 8 for Zinchenko. I'll give an 8 for Zinchenko as well. As good as Ben White was with those incisive passes and making things tick into the final third, I think Zinchenko was just as well, and his defensive work was solid. I think there was less problems from his side in this game than there was from Ben White's side, which is interesting, honestly interesting. I think Zinchenko was very good dictating the play. The trio of him, Martinelli, and Emil Smith-Rowe in the first half, I feel like that left-hand side got a lot of life, and a lot of that was down to Zinchenko being comfortable in those positions and, being able to just move and float as efficiently as he did this game. Efficiently, you know what I'm saying? Again, when you run the risk of defensive transition and, you might get caught out, there was enough coverage, I think, in that zone to where he felt there was more comfort there. So I like what I saw from Zinchenko today. Martin Odegaard, I'm going to give 7. I think a 7. I'll probably give it to our captain today. Again, overall helped tick play on. It's just the speed of it. I want it to be a little bit more, snappy. At least for me, I feel like he did. Again, he had some good moments in my opinion in the box. There were some shots that he threw off that again showed some endeavor. I wanted it to be a little bit more snappier when he was on the ball, kind of looking for certain things and help push things and align things into position. That's just my overall thoughts on it. Not too much from him though, but otherwise, again, good effort. Ran his socks off, was tracking stuff down when when things kind of got tight, and put in a decent shift. So you can't complain. Declan Rice, say a 7.5 as well. There's not much I can say. That again, it's worth his weight in gold. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not much I can conjure up outside of he put a solid performance in, solid shift, was in the right positions when he needed to be, helped again just progress the ball, move the ball more, keep us in possession. And again, more on the defensive transition side of the things. I think that's where his best work was in this game, just being in the right spots at the right time to snuff out attacks, and just between him kind of becoming kind of like a pseudo center back when we're in there, just kind of watching for a ball to run through if Saliba's too far up, or the other way around, he's chasing something down in defensive transition. I think that's where his best work was. So shout out to him. He gets a 7.5. Emil Smith Rowe, I would say, first and foremost, welcome back. I'm happy to see him back and actually firing. I want to say I'd give him a 7 as well, probably the same as Odegaard, just in the fact that his ability, again, that knack he has to kind of make those offensive runs, kind of make those drives into the box. I feel like he matched up and paired with Zinchenko and Martinelli well on that side. I think he kind of had he tapered off. Maybe it was just kind of the adrenaline of his first appearance compared to his stamina and him being able to carry through a match. Maybe waned a little bit, kind of faded a bit over time, and didn't see as much of it in the second half as much as the first, but I think he had some good spells and where he was pinging the ball around, running, keeping things pretty snappy. In the final third, I think he offered some really good options, just didn't capitalize on them. There was, again, just very, very, very snappy is definitely the word. Getting to the byline, making a snap cross, making something, trying to make something happen. I think there was a good chance in the first half that was not finished off or deflected just outside. That came from a ball that he provided from the byline. So overall, I think a 7. I think it is a good platform for him to build on. Hopefully, there wasn't too much of either an injury or whatever at the end of the game that forced a sub, or maybe it was a tactical thing. But hopefully, he's good. Glad to see him back. I'm going to go Bukayo Saka next. Bukayo Saka gets an 8 from me. Man, listen, the dye is off. The dye is off his hair. He's good now. You know what I'm saying? I think he kept in it. Tafalo was I think it was the easier matchup for him compared to other things. But again, the devil's still going to be there for him. I thought he held on to the ball well. I thought there was, again, a lot of moments where he drifted in centrally to provide other options. And I thought that was a newer look that we haven't seen as much as across the season, in my opinion. I feel like he almost drifted sometimes like very close, like shoulder to shoulder with Emil Smith Rowe and Martinelli in some cases, which gives him some more options to work and function within the system, which I liked. So from his positioning, from the work rate, and just being clinical on that finish on the weaker foot, there's not much you can complain about, man. Good stuff. I liked what I saw. He got an 8 from me. Martinelli, I think, had the roughest game out of the lot today. I think it just looked unsure. Unsure was the word I wanted to put on this. Every action looked like a hesitation. You know what I'm saying? He either look up or pass back to the second line that was coming in to help him, or nothing. He didn't take on his player as much, and I wanted to definitely see more of him just pushing the tempo, especially when we get in those positions. And something I wanted to see from, also just from the back line in general, there was once in the first half where Saliba pinged the ball to Martinelli, and he was like, it had a situation, 1v1 situation. I wanted those things to happen more often, where we got those 1v1s to our wingers, and we got ability to do that. But there wasn't as much aggressiveness in him wanting to just push to the byline. You know what I'm saying? He always wanted to either push inside, hesitate, turn back, and then pass centrally. It just wasn't that bite that I wanted to see from him, and that was tough. So I'll say a 6. I say a 6? Yeah, I say a 6. But I think he'll pick up, hopefully, in the next games to come, especially with the big one on Sunday. And Gabriel Jesus, I think he's my man of the match today. The most confusing person of all time I've ever seen at this club. Honestly, I don't even know what to make of this dude anymore. First, this guy, again, he is from, somebody on Twitter said this very funnily. He said, as a footballer, Gabriel Jesus, I think it was Trujista. As a footballer, Gabriel Jesus is one of the best in the world, but as a striker, Gabriel Jesus is far from that. Those are two separate entities sometimes, and then he'll just turn it on. You know what I'm saying? At a random moment. First half was not great from him. I didn't see enough of, again, just him being assertive in the box, being a body, being available in the box in attacking situations. Everywhere else, I think it was pretty much fine. There was points where he swapped as a winger, which I think that's starting to gravitate, where a lot of people are saying, hey, he might as well just be a kind of a more of a winger in the future, because he's creating that chaos still, and we might have to make a slot for somebody who's going to be more clinical in the central area. So that's that. And then second half, he misses point, you know what I'm saying? Here. And then literally a couple minutes later, this guy finishes at the most impossible angle. he gets 8.5. He's my man of the match. That's all I gotta say about that, man. Listen, it works. But shout out to the other subs here: Eddie Nketiah, Kibior, Jorginho, Kai Havertz. I'm gonna give all them bog standard 6s. I think they did, came on, pretty much did their thing. Not too much to complain about or moan about as we try to control the game and see it out. Trossard, I'm going to give a 7 though, because literally in the last few seconds, he was vital in retaining the ball and helping us calm the play down when it got really, really scary in extra time. So special shout out to Trossard though for definitely holding it down and just keeping us in the game. You know what I'm saying? Literally keeping us in the game, keeping control of the game as we saw it out, and literally just killed off whatever chances they had. It was like that little run after we again cleared the ball from our box. The ball went to Trossard pace kind of turned out and just kept the tempo down, which is what we needed. So that's good. Arteta today, I'm gonna say 8. I think he was a pretty solid game plan that he provided. Again, the chances were happening. It was just down to the players to kind of commit to them and make them happen. And it didn't happen in the first half. Second half, it did come through and we got the win. Honestly, 8.5 because of the subs. I think the subs were again inspired. I think they were very good as well. Would have loved for him to encourage them to commit to more diagonal passes to help again switch the play, maybe knock them off the rhythm a little bit, and just keep running. Keep it running. So that's solid. I appreciate this game. Thank you, Arteta. We appreciate you for this dub. Thank you, team. I appreciate you for this dub. We just got to keep moving forward, man. Sunday, big game. Hell, man, that's all I gotta say. Motivated Liverpool. This is going to be fun. Let's keep moving. Let's keep going. But let me know your comments in the comment section below. I'm messing up. I'm so hungry right now, but we gotta move. All right, let me know what y'all thought of the game in the comment section below. All your thoughts, man of the match, players who can improve, all that good stuff. Let me know, and we'll get to talking and chatting in the comment section below. With that being said, make sure you sub, make sure you drop a like, comment, you know what I'm saying, all that, share the video, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all the time we got here. But don't trip, man. I will see you in the next one. Peace.